on. Relationship is next. Take it away, Mary.
Thank you very much, MM. It's time for us to talk relationships, as she said. And joining us to do so is Tehila Idowu. So basically today, we're focusing on it's all fun and games till you put a ring on it. Got me thinking of Beyonce. If you like it, you should put a ring on it.
Yeah.
So it's, well, this is a lady who is renowned as a go-getter and helps people become the best version of themselves. Idowu Tehila, always a pleasure to have you in the studio.
Thank you. Always a pleasure to be here.
Great.
Good morning.
Great. Okay, so let's just hit the ground running.
Yes.
When people hear it's all fun and games until you put a ring on it, people are already like, what are you talking about? So let's start from what you mean so there's no misunderstanding anywhere.
Okay, so have a picture of like the Olympics. Okay. Dating, like we established last week, open first and then mutually exclusive. So dating first and then into something more exclusive, just you and I.
Yeah.
Now it's, you see these stages, it's like a game. Look at it more like a competition of some sort. So someone's going to lose, someone's going to win. So maybe your crush is going to lose eventually, and the man who takes you to the altar, or the other way around, is the one who's going to win. You know, but until you get to the altar, guy, you are fair game. Girl, you are fair game. So if she's not doing it for you, if the guy is not doing it for you, like we said last week, you can either swap or ask for a refund. You know, so if someone else shows up,
ask for a refund.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
So if someone comes and that person is singing your tune, like a musical instrument,
Spanish
if
guitar
he's
thing.
if he's vibing with you, yes, you can just, you know, change your mind. Now, don't get me wrong, okay? So, because some people will say, oh, but we've been dating for years, or, you know, we've been trying to, like you said last week, we finally found our rhythm, and we are now courting with the hope of getting married. Beautiful. But you see, everyone has their good parts, and everyone has their not so good parts. I'm not going to call them bad parts. So let's liken that to like a choir, because I love music. Okay, so you have people who know how to sing, and you have people who need a little help. Yeah? So the not so good parts are the parts that need a little help, like a musical instrument that needs to be tuned, like a violin or a cello. You need to tune it before you play. Yeah? So if you see that these parts of him, the guy, or these parts of her that needs to be tuned, can I cope with it? Can I deal with this in 3 years? Can I deal with this in 5 years in marriage? If you cannot tune, if you can't make good music together, then it's advisable that you walk away amicably. Amicably.
So let me bring up different analogies that people are going to be thinking of now. Okay, so analogy one.
Yes.
We're in a relationship together. I am not happy, and because we are not married, it's easy now for me to, if I find somebody who makes me happy, I can take a walk.
Yes.
Two, we are in a relationship together. You don't do the things I like, and we can't seem to understand each other. I can take a walk, right?
Yes.
So these are the scenario you're looking at, isn't it?
Yes. For example, I'm going to refer again to last week's episode where we said in dating, you're getting to know the other person. Okay, so you must have found your flavor, like we said, and see that we vibe together. And then you enter into a mutually exclusive. So if you're in this mutually exclusive relationship and then you find out that he's still not doing it for you, it means that you have tried, you know, all that you know how to, and then it's not working. So
you know what you're going to do for me?
We're
going to continue this conversation, but we really must take this break. Stay with us. Thank you very much for staying tuned. We're still talking relationship with Idowu Tehila, the delectable Idowu Tehila. And what we've been focusing on basically has been on knowing when to say goodbye. Like if things aren't working, as long as the ring hasn't been put on it, you have every right to leave. So that's basically what we've been talking about. Now, I want you to tell me when and why I should consider taking a walk, especially if I find someone else, or even for some people, you might not even find someone else before you decide this thing isn't working. So when and why should I?
So you see, a relationship is not like a job where, you know, people advise you have a plan B before you leave your job. You know, I'm sure you heard that before.
Yeah.
You know, so you may not necessarily have a plan B when you decide to move on with your life. I don't want to use the phrase walk away because, you know, that seems rather pessimistic. Yeah, so you part ways amicably. Now, there's this thing that happens not just in our climate, but generally where you've been courting for a while, and then you feel obligated.
Yes.
You know, or you feel beholden to continue.
Yeah.
You see, it's not marriage.
Because the whole world knows you both together.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's not marriage yet. That's why it said, you know, each person is fair game until he or she, you know, gets a ring and you're heading to the altar. You know, so don't feel beholden and say, oh, we've been courting for, you know, 3 years, 2 years. You know, I owe it to him or I owe it to her. You know, marriage is for a lifetime.
Yeah.
You
So
know,
what
and you
are
don't
those
want to
things we should
endure
look
it,
out
like we
for?
said. So the things you should look out for, firstly, I would say value systems.
Value system,
Okay,
okay.
so for example, maybe the man, he's a family person. He loves his family. You know, he'll want them to stay over, and you are a private person. You're not a family person. You are a me person. Well, I don't want to say self-centered, but it's all about you are your own universe. You know, you see that there will be clashes, there will be friction. So if you see that your value systems are not aligning,
Even with compromises being made.
yes, you have made compromises, you've spoken about it, and you see that this person is just not budging. This person isn't wired this way. Don't begrudge him, don't begrudge her. They're just not wired that way, and that person is not for you. You can't make good music together. If a musical instrument cannot be tuned, then you cannot use it. Otherwise, you will cause a dissonance, a discord in that musical piece. Okay, so attitudinal issues as well.
Okay.
There are people who are just vindictive by nature.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
I want to have my way. It's my
it's
way or the
nobody else's.
highway.
Yeah.
You know, or in Nigerian parlance, I will do my own back. You know, you can't live like that. You can't have a great marriage that way. You know, marriage is about two forgivers.
Yes.
You know, you must be able to lay down the sword and say, you know what,
I'm done.
I give in.
It's okay.
You win. I will take the fall this time. You
So-
don't always have to take the fall, but I will take the fall this time, you know, for the
It's-
sake of peace.
It's a good thing that you've defined these things so we understand when and why. She did not mention because he doesn't have money.
No.
But really, thank you so much for your time,
Thank you so
Tehila.
much for
Thank you
having
so
me
much.
again.
Ido Tehila is a fantastic relationship expert. And